And realize the camera for my thing is way over there instead of way over here. Okay. See if I manage to get all this right. So I have not tried to stream from this apartment. Ooh, it says we're live. That's decent. I do like that. I really hate the position of this webcam, though. Maybe we move it over here. Alright, that's better. Certainly is better. Let's slide forward. We're actually going to try to play some magic. Down a little. I guess I actually did stream Hex from here. Oh, there we go. Okay. So now let's pull up the stream. For some reason it's all showing you that. What's up, Dokumoy? Can you hear me? Oh, I can hear myself. We're doing it. Alright, Ghetto Streams are us. I'm figuring it out again. Ah, crap. What I need to do is I need to pull up my little laptop so I can have Skype, not Skype, Twitch chat open, though. As my giant monitor is hooked up to my work PC right now, and I don't want to try to mess with that, as I was working all of 7 minutes ago. See, and I've got cereal in the room. If I put it on the floor, the bunny's gonna eat it. Just all these first world problems. Alright, let's move this, set this here, slide the printer back. Oh yeah, we're doing it big time here, folks. There's no light in this room, so hopefully the lamp will suffice for now. No, I don't want to update my Notepad++, thanks though. Alright, we are doing it, folks. How's everyone doing? Golfman, appreciate it, thanks. I'm glad to be back. I miss doing this. This was always super fun. Life got a little hectic there when I was moving to work remotely for the job, moved in with a girlfriend. She's out at a basketball game with students right now. Dokumoy, that's exactly what that means, actually. What's up, Z Junior Beast? Holy crap, that's grainy. Alright, let's close all this nonsense, because we don't need that open. What I'm preparing with is Search for Escanta, as it is... I think you could argue it's the best card in Ixalan, but I can't imagine actually making an argument for another card. So here's where I'm at currently. I hate this Darkslick Shores, so if somebody wants to suggest something better than that, I'm always in on that. I always forget the name of the land. I think it's like River of Tears or something. Yeah, what does this do? Tap out a blue if a land entered the battlefield, tap for black. See, I wish it did the exact opposite. I wish it was tap for black if a land needed to be tap for blue, but I guess if we play River of Tears on turn 1, we get to tap it for opt. These opts have sucked. Well, I guess they haven't sucked. They're just not great. I guess I can't spell visions with an O there, so let's not do that. Oh god, do I not have 4 matching arts and Serum Visions? Dear lord. Alright, opt, get out of my deck. Alright, let's see. Ready for some mono Grixis action. Yeah, Goffin, if you're ready for some Grixis action, you came to the right place. What's up, Tito? Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yeah, Goffman, I have been considering Drown Catacomb a lot, actually. I do have 3 water grades. It's a matter of, like, can I somehow get away with 1 Sulphur Falls and 1 Drown Catacombs? I'm down to try that out again. I'm only down to 1 Creeping Tarpon, and if you haven't looked at the list totally yet, you might realize the only way I'm ever killing someone is with these Snapcaster Mages. So... let's just work with it for a second. Yeah, basically I hate tap lands with a passion. I think tap lands are the devil. Creeping Tar Pit's insane. I think the only one in the contest with it in terms of man lands is Celestial Colonnade, and then I think Raging Ravine's like a pretty distant third in my eyes. Shambling Vent's an even more distant fourth. But yeah, I would like to get a second Creeping Tar Pit in if possible, but I don't think I can afford to play 22 lands in this version, because you kind of need all these sort of nonsense spells. Ooh, I tried out 4 Death Shadows last night in probably 5 matches, and they were horrible, so don't do that. Joe Kamoy, the Bolt split push is because the only win cons in our deck are these Snapcaster Mages, so we have to actually kill them somehow. So that's actually the reason for having 4 Bolt. It's also a shift in the mana bases moving more black. What that allows me to do is if I get a red source early, I can use it to leverage my spells into the mid and late game. I'm not like fully certain that that like theoretical idea works just yet. I think like a 3-3 split is the actual better split mana-wise, but in terms of like kill efficiency-wise, it's currently better to have 4 Bolt 2 push, I believe. Thanks, Hitter. Appreciate it. So Z Jr., the reason for no Delph threats is I want to leverage the power of Search for Escanta. It's the same reason why I'm not playing a Logic Knot. I think Logic Knot's like kind of absurd. In all pure honesty, I'm testing this list out for OKC. I'm going to be playing Grixis at OKC. If it does not perform well, which, based on my testing so far, I think my win rate's at like 65%, which, to be fair, was better than when I went into GP Dallas, where I think I had like 62% and just didn't expect to win any matches, and then somehow won 16 out of 18. I think Esper is actually in the best spot. It's like blue, white, or Esper Search for Escanta, because I think you actually want the versions that are playing like 25 lands. You just want to hit all your land drops and then just leverage Cryptic Command and just kind of beat them with Cryptic Command. I think, what was it, Flores and Chapin did a podcast on Cryptic Command that I think released today. Shout out to Top Level Podcast. If you don't listen to them, you're making a mistake. But they were talking about just like the power of Cryptic Command and how you want it basically in every spot in every game, and it's like, no, that's exactly where the format's at right now. I actually think the blue control decks are actually good. It's a matter of finding which blue control deck's actually great. The Geist of St. Traff versions are the ones seeing the most play currently, but I'm not actually convinced that that like is the best way to be building it. Apple Pies, you could do that, but I just don't like having that many dead draws, and I'm like trying to... I'm trying to be a 1-for-1 removal deck that just grinds people into oblivion. I'm not sure that can actually be done right this second, but it has at least been moderately effective. The Tribute to Hunger has been decent in that you're playing longer games, so you do need some amount of life gain, especially when I still have a copy of Dismember here to help out with like Eldrazi Tron. Overall, having no Delph threats again was because of the Search for Escanta thing. It's made killing people exceptionally harder. It's made pure combo like a slightly tougher matchup, because you can't just like cheat a Tassiger out on turn 3 with a counterspell backup, and then, you know, they try to go for it, you counter, then you untap, play a land, you have Cryptic up. So the pure combo matchups have gotten harder, and you have to actually control them and beat them through control. Gothman, I think Click is good, but I don't want it in the main deck, because I don't want to turn on my opponent's removal. Ooh, let's see how that worked with the screen just going off. Looks like it got mildly darker in here, but not significantly so. Okay, that's okay. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Geist either, Z Jr. So if you're playing Death Shadow on the board, why not play a Death Shadow deck? Russell, that's exactly what I found last night, which is, I'm a terrible Death Shadow deck, so why is Death Shadow my sideboard? And needless to say, it was literally eating up 4 sideboard slots, so we're cutting all of those. I also don't think I need 2 Ceremonious Rejections, because Eldrazi Tron is getting wrecked by all these pure combo decks, so get it out of here. I do want my other Surgical back, because I do think that Dredge is getting to the point where it's just like a great deck. So we want that back. I want my Fulminator back. Let's get a Fulminator in here. Then we get 3 more cards. If anybody has sweet suggestions for like cool cards we can play, I'm totally down. Somebody suggested Vendilion Click. I'm down to try like 1 click. Oh, maybe those are on my buddy's account. Maybe we can't try them because he stole my clicks. Yep, he stole the Fairies cards, so... rough beats. Alright, well, we don't have Vendilion Click tonight. That's unfortunate. Because I think the last time I checked his account, he was in a league with the 2 Vendilion Clicks. Yeah, I had an EE over here for a while. I think another Dispel is like a totally reasonable card, just like Green White Company is one of the more popular decks, and that's like a matchup where I think you're reasonably favored, but how the matchup ends up playing on Magic Online is you end up timing out. Karanos? Everyone seems to be in on Karanos. Delta, we are teaming together now, so he's a member of the Pantheon, and I got to join the Pantheon sort of allegiance, if you want to call it that, this past Pro Tour, so I'm now working with the Pantheon guys, and it is quite nice getting to talk to Gabriel Nassif. Let's just say, having someone that all they want to do is try to control their opponents and being a part of that, it's really fun. Dispel and Brutality. Brutality seems reasonable. Alright, well, alright. People have famously sold me. We'll try Brutality. Collective Brutality. Let's throw one of you in here. Alright, what else could we possibly ever want? I have 4 Kolaghan's commands here, I'll be completely honest. We probably don't need 4, but here they are. I could get behind like a Liliana. I wonder which Liliana I'd even want to play. I guess it'd be Liliana the Veil for sure, actually. That's like a silly question. I guess I also may have spelled Liliana wrong. Either that or my moto is just like lagging as usual. Alright. Oh, does he steal those too? What a jerk. What a jerk. Could play a Dreadbore. Yeah, Liliana the Veil is dope. God, you guys really want to play Karanos? It's like a 5-mana spell. I love you guys, but you guys are crazy. So Karanos is amazing right now. Alright, alright, alright. If I have a Karanos, I'll put it in the deck. Phew, I lucked out, thank goodness. Liliana's defeat actually does sound great. That's a great suggestion. That actually does sound great. Alright, we get one more card. We should try to figure out like what matchup it's meant to be for. Like, usually that spot's in Engineered Explosives. We did cut 2 Affinity Hate cards, not that we really need it that much, because it's like, whatever, it's probably 4% or 7% of the metagame, or some make-believe, makeshift number that MTG Goldfish makes up every other day. Not like ragging on MTG Goldfish, I just think that the numbers move so rapidly, so wildly, that I have no idea if the metagame numbers are ever right. The Scarab God? Holy crap, you guys just love your 5-mana spells. Like, I would just play 7 Cryptic Commands if they let me. Yeah, Delta, I totally agree. I don't think we need any more creature hate. If I had to guess, like... Let's see, what would we actually... Like, I would want a card for fast mana strategies of some variety. The problem is, like, Fulminator Mage isn't even excellent in those matchups. I'm totally down with the Disdainful Stroke. That was actually one of the cards I was thinking about this morning. I had written down on my phone. Good dry Stroke. Oh my god, not Strokle. The Strokles. And now I'm writing Strokle again. Alright. Eldrazi Tron, I think you're a slight dog game 1, and I think you're a reasonable favorite games 2 and 3. Overall, I think the matchup ends up, like, nearly a coin flip. So, Hunter, I agree with you. I think that because they're going down to fewer and fewer copies, however, of Goblin Electromancer, it makes me sort of, like, lose faith in the collective brutality idea. I think we can just sort of get away with just, like, Dispel, Brutality, Surgicals, Counter Squall, and Angers in that matchup. Like, I think the matchup's pretty good in all honesty, but... Alright, so we're gonna call this is Grixis' Kanta Twitch chat. You guys are breaking modern as we speak. Just want to thank everybody for actually, like, coming back and hanging out with me, because I haven't streamed in forever, so... I appreciate that y'all wanted to come kick it with I guess I'll call myself an old-timer at this point. Z Jr., the last time I played against it, I beat it, but I won't say it was pretty. Like, they won game 1, I won game 2. Game 3, they ran a Goblin Guide, I had the basic mountain, I got to bolt it. They played an Eidolon, I got to bolt it, play basic Eidolon, they played a second Eidolon, I got to spell snare it. And then I want to say they like suspended a Rift Bolt and like bolted me down to 13 main phase. I think I played the Darkslick Shores Counter Squall. They bolted their like Swift Spirit they played main phase. I got like Boros Charm to 9 or something, and then I got to like Snapcaster, Spell Snare, Boros Charm in like a later step, and like just sat there at 9 life and somehow won the game. Oh, Terichi, that's awesome. If I could play 20-second land, Z Junior, I think I would. Tito, I do believe it is better than Ancestral, and I believe the way the metagame has shifted lately to fast combo and then disruptive aggro. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold still. I do believe that Ancestral Visions is sort of on the downtick, and that you just kind of want to be playing spells with your opponent. Ooh, I want a die roll. Winning die rolls is great. This hand's not great, but I'm keeping, so there's that. Alright, so this doesn't have any interaction, but we can fetch up a... With one of these Scalding turns, actually, we'll fetch up a copy of Watery Grave, and then we'll play the Sulphur Falls, get to double cantrip on the turn after. Maybe we'll just get super lucky and like mill over a Snapcaster Mage, draw into Kolaghan's Command, or just get even more lucky and just draw a Snapcaster, or sorry, a Lightning Bolt or a Fatal Push or a Terminator or something, and that'll dictate the action for us. Playing against Olavetti, which is a modern grinder. I don't remember what they ever play, but I believe that I've probably played them 20 times at this point. They play infinite modern leagues, and I know they're very good, so I expect a tough match that I would prefer to have online here than at the Grand Prix, so. Ooh, we're gonna get to play against Jundra Abzan? That would make me really happy. Basic Forest of Verdant Catacombs. This is by Abzan Company. Alright, well if it's Abzan Company, do I want to move more quickly? I think I do. So I'm going to fetch up a Water Grave with this and just Thought Scour myself right now. 17... Life total's a little bit less relevant in this matchup. Alright, so Mill to Search and to Terminate. So 2 cards I would have liked to have drawn. Drew a Mana Leak, not the worst ever. Sulphur Falls out there, ship back, try to Mana Leak whatever play it is this turn. Obviously, my hope is that it's like Knight of the Reliquary, Courser, some value 3 that they really want to resolve. This looks like Courser. Kitchen things. That qualifies on my list of things that I don't want to have resolved, so get out of here. Ooh, drew the Kolaghan's Command. Yeah, lucky as usual. Lucky as usual. Alright, so we're gonna shock this and make them discard right now. I think I can take the 2 damage off their Water Grave, because I do want a second black. I would prefer to be able to fetch basics later. Yeah, so taking an additional point now to preserve life later. You discard, kill your noble. Alright, so hopefully this puts us into a good enough position where now we have the time, since we're on the play, we can fetch a basic on our turn, have Cryptic up, because we have the 5th land. Ooh, a Walking Ballista. That's not common. That's a sweet one. Sorry, what I was saying is, can have the... Oh, they're the version with Devoted Druid. Okay, this makes more sense to me now. So do I want to fetch a basic island, kill this? So if the last 2 cards are Land Company, they're like getting there. Well, it's clearly just better to fetch island and place your visions, and then I can revalue from there. Like if I draw a Kolaghan's Command, obviously I'm just like the luckiest and I'm doing it, but... Kolaghan's Command? Any Kolaghan's Commands? Snapcaster, and I've got a 5th land, so that's great. A Thought Scour I don't really need. Come on, Mona, don't lag on me here. Alright, let's pop this guy out of the way. Don't want them drawing cards off that. Like, yeah, if they go Land Company, it's not the greatest spot ever, but a perfectly acceptable position with a Snapcaster Mage on top of my library, and I can finish their hand off because they'll draw a card, go up to 3 cards, go Land Company down to 1. Assuming none of their cards draw cards, I can go, Snapcaster Mage, Kolaghan's Command, shock discard. Get their last card, then it's a Snapcaster, their 1 card on the battlefield versus my Serum Vision's Cryptic Command. Ooh, maybe my chat's not scrolling. If it's not, I'm sorry. Alright, it is scrolling. Alright, so they have Gavany, there's Company. So everything seems to be going according to plan for both players here. My hope is that they don't put in a Kitchen Finks. Like, Vizier's fine for me. This is good. Alright, double Vizier is perfectly great. So they're going to have a Goblin Piker, and I'm going to have a Goblin Piker. That's basically the best spot I could ask for. Let's go land, fetch a mountain down to 13. Mountain. Snappy Doo. Kolaghan's Command. You discard, shock that. Alright, so I'd say we're in a great spot now. We get to play Serum Vision's next turn with Cryptic backup. Ooh, got another Kitchen Finks out of their hand that they drew that turn. That's pretty big. What is this? Birds of Paradise. Noble. Alright, Birds of Paradise. Actually not a terrible draw, because it like, turns on their Gavany. Obviously my opponent's smart here, they don't attack. Alright, so I drew a Bolt, so I can actually try to like bolt one of these things. I just don't think that's an axis that I need to move on yet. Let's just Serum Visions. Ooh, Kolaghan's Command. I do like that card. I definitely don't need you. Don't want a Thought Scour as a redraw. I think I would actually take it, because if I milled over a Snapcaster, I'd obviously be stoked. But I do kind of want to cast Kolaghan's Command and their draw step this turn. So this is a redraw with 2 mills. I'm likely to have a 4-mana spell in my hand, because I'm going to bolt the bird, Kolaghan's Command their Vizier. Oh, I'm sorry, I should bolt their Vizier. Yeah, bolt their Vizier, attack them for 2, in their draw step, shock the bird, make them discard. Yeah, so I'm just going to have a mana floating, so I should actually just top this. Alright, bolt your Vizier out of the way. F6, attack you. In your draw step, you and that thing. Alright, did you draw one of your 6 good cards? Nope, alright, good. You discarded a Temple Garden. Deal. Alright, so we're going to main phase Thought Scour ourselves here. Reason to do a main phase is you draw a Creeping Tar Pit, you want to play it. Middle of the Drowned Catacombs and a Thought Scour. Alright. Opponent's got 6 more attacks to go. We got a Cryptic and a Dismember. So we can allow a lot of things to resolve here and just dismember them. What is this? Courser? Now it's Kitchen Finks. Alright, well, Kitchen Finks I'll counter. I think I want to counter Bounce here, right? I didn't mill over a Snapcaster. Yeah, let's just counter Bounce our Snapcaster. We can slow the game down slightly here. Obviously I draw a land now. It's kind of like a disgusting position. Alright, drew a Mana Leak. A Mana Leak's pretty good. I do have a Bolt, so I can Snapcaster Bolt them to 9, have Mana Leak up. Seems pretty reasonable to me. It might be better to, like, Snapcaster Thought Scour or Snapcaster Visions, but we'll see what my opponent does here. If my opponent doesn't run on a spell... Alright, they just drew a fetch land, so I don't want to change my line at all. Put them to 9. 9 only takes 1 turn off the clock. Yeah, I think I'd actually just rather draw another card. Drawing cards is great. I think it might have been slightly better to just main phase that. Oh, I drew a Cryptic. That's pretty stupid. I don't think I deserved it, but I'll take it. Ooh, Spell Snare. Hello. Alright, see if my opponent has a Dryad Arbor. I haven't gotten by this yet out of the company-style decks, but I assume it is a card that they could theoretically play. I'm always waiting for the day that, like, I actually don't want to trade my Snapcaster off, which is almost never. Like, I prefer my Snapcasters in the graveyard than on the battlefield, if you've ever met me. I just prefer to just pick them up out of the graveyard and use my graveyard as sort of my hand. But yeah, I'm waiting for the day where my opponent gets to block with Dryad Arbor and I just feel like a doofus. Devoted Druid. Do I care enough that I want to Spell Snare that? I think so, just because they have a Gavany. It's better to snare it than dismember it. That's not true. So I'd rather just remember this. Get off my battlefield. This battlefield belongs to me. Ooh, Snapcaster Mage, hello. Dokumo, I have not run into that yet. So, like, the 3-color control decks are finally starting to pick up again, but not to the point where I've ever, like, had all my Snapcasters killed, gone through all my Kolaghan's commands, and just sort of, like, sat there dismayed, like, I can't kill my opponent anymore. That hasn't come up for me yet. Oh yeah, Delta, that happens to me all the time. Like, trust me, you just are like, okay, well, they're going to play Company this turn, that's totally fine. I just need to fade Eternal Witness, and they go like, Eternal Witness, or Eternal Witness Courser, or Eternal Witness Tracker, and you're just like, yeah, whatever. You just throw your hands up in the air like, this is stupid. It's part of the game. It's like, you just have to accept those kind of, like, big swings when you play Modern. It's all good. Ooh, Chris, that's a good question. Can you possibly play this deck without Scalding Tarns? I think you can. You're going to lose some percentage points to not being able to fetch Basic Island and Basic Mountain. But if you just replace them with either Misty Rainforests or Flooded Strands, you can get away with it. Hey, Danny, what's up, buddy? The Bloodstained Mires are slightly worse, Chris, in that you actually want to be able to fetch Basic Island the most out of your basics. And in this current configuration, I want to search for Island, then Mountain, then Swamp. In most of my previous builds, I want to fetch Island, Swamp, then Mountain. But if you notice in both of those, Island is first, and Mountain and Swamp are switching between second and third, meaning that it's more important to be able to fetch Basic Island than it is to fetch... Sorry, it's more important to fetch Basic Island than it is either of the other basics. Mostly that is just on churning through your spells, being able to cast them all. And second is that you're trying to cast a triple blue spell. Like that's the reason to play Grixis Control in my mind, is that you're a bunch of interaction spells, and then you're a Cryptic Command deck that you abuse Snapcaster Mage more than any other deck in the format. The reason for fetching Mountain first in this build as opposed to Swamp is you can definitely look at the build and see we have more black spells than red spells, but when you're fetching basics, you're mostly fetching them on being able to prioritize your spells, and the spells you're going to prioritize early tend to be red spells, and your first fetch is almost always a blue-black duel. Alright, let's actually do some sideboarding here. So I like the Dispel in this matchup. As a static caster is pretty hit and miss, but I bring her in. Anger's great. Let's see, none of these other nonsensical things. I don't want this Counter Squall on the draw. I definitely don't want these leaks on the draw. I can get away from one Spell Snare. Is there anything else here? Distribute to Hunger is bad. We can keep the Spell Snare over that. Let's see. Do I want a Stainful Stroke? No, I would take the Damnation, though, so we can put... Is there another spell I don't like? It's probably just one of these Spell Snares. Like, my opponent should get off the Devoted Druid combo for the most part. And thankfully, they do have, like, 7 mana dorks, 8 mana dorks. I guess I shouldn't call them dorks. It's kind of, like, derogatory towards a card as powerful as Noble Hierarch and Birds of Paradise. Mana creatures. Yeah, Chris, it is one of the things that I've wanted the most. I had Jace Vryn's Prodigy in the main deck, but it kept dying to all the creature removal. This hand's obviously great, so we're going to keep. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I had a Jace Architect of Thought for a while. I think that card's still totally reasonable, and you can definitely play it. I would literally never fault anybody for wanting to put a Jace Architect of Thought in any of their blue decks that are trying to be controlling this format. I think that card's just wonderful. There's a lot of lands in my hand. Alright. If you've ever learned anything in Magic, it's always Bolt the Bird. In this case, it's Bolt the Noble. Don't ever let your opponent get a mana advantage from 1 to 3 when you're on the draw, if you have the option. Just like a standard rule of how Magic works. Right, Chris. JVP can't be grabbed off search. That's like one of the oddballs. Liliana the Veil is reasonable, but she can't, like, win the game. I did try a Koth for a little while. That one was interesting. Well, that's rude. That's ruder. Deal. So here I could actually fetch basic Swamp as my mana allows for it because of the Sulfur Falls. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fetch the basic Swamp right now. I think actually, hold on, I might not do that. I might not actually want to kill the Selfless Spirit because I have access to a second fetch land. I can get a bigger creature with it. Yeah, so I kind of messed up there a little bit, but it's going to end up being fun. I should have played the Blood Crypt tap that turn. Alright, get you tapped. Because I don't want to kill a Selfless Spirit, I want to get value out of the Staticaster. Wow. Alright, Swamp, I definitely don't need you. The Dispel. So I won't have access to play Dispel if I'm committing to the Staticaster line. I'm still going to keep it, though, as I think that's, like, the most likely card that allows me to sort of, like, turn the game around. Oh, Danny, I'm not saying that you can, but I'm doing it, so there. Alright, so here, given this situation, it's a little odd to give my opponent the choice. Goodness gracious, I'm really sorry. I did get a bunch of water, though, so I will live. I hope I brought it into the room. No, wait, no. So I was going to give my opponent the option, because I figured if I started Staticastering the bird, the Selfless Spirit either sacks itself to save the bird, or the Selfless Spirit's still sitting there and they're down on mana, and the only way they're winning the game is if I don't get to untap with Dispel. But I'm guessing, based on my opponent conceding there, they also just didn't have a company, and they probably had like a Vizier in their hand. Let me find my water, guys, I'm sorry. There it is. Just sitting here dying. Yeah, Chandra Torch of Defiance is a good one. It's a very awkward with all the counter spells, but a very, very good idea. The only issue that I've ever had with her, she doesn't kill the Delve threats out of stupid Death Shadow decks, but you don't want Chandra against the Death Shadow decks anyways. Yeah, what Chris said is literally very true. Yeah, Danny, I also do like Chandra better than Koth, and I'm not saying the Koth suggestion was good or that people should do it. Oh, I'm not saying Shadow isn't great. I'm just calling them stupid because they're frustrating to play against. CAE9, I'm going to call you K, you tell me if I'm wrong. Yeah, there are no Tassigers in this deck. Definitely another keeper here. I'm going to lead on the Steam Vents in case I need to play this Terminate on turn 2. It's going to deal me some extra damage, but I would expect to have taken this damage anyways. I would really like to stop coughing. So I love that sound when I hear people follow, but I just don't see it. I have to go back and mess with Steam Labs again. Yeah, rip Task Daddy. Alright, they bottomed. If they had top, I would have messed with them. Ooh, we're fighting Ad Nauseam. So I've not fought that with this version of the deck. My expectation is the matchup's slightly better than it would have been. However, I currently have 2 dead cards in my hand, so... You know, don't count your chickens before they hatch, or whatever the saying is. I guess I'm on like 1 more counterspell, 2 more removal spells, 2 less threats, but the threats usually were bad. If you count search as the threat, I guess I meant even threats. God, I hope this is a white-blue for a Pinted Prism. It'd make me feel really good about myself. Ooh, got him. Do I have a squad for Santa Clara? I do. I will be teaming with Ben Rubin, and I'll be completely honest, I forgot his buddy's name that we're teaming with. But he said his buddy plays Legacy, and I said sweet, and Ben Rubin and I have been talking about what to play in Standard and Modern. I think he's just going to sort of trust me with whatever, you know, random batch of Magic cards I show up with at the tournament, but... You know, I'd rather get my teammate to sign off, you know, okay, this is fine, I'll accept that you're playing random Grixis cards you own, than just show up at the tournament, tell them to accept it. Johnny, yeah, let me open that up on my other monitor here. Or I guess on my other laptop. I basically have my little travel laptop that I bought. Just sitting here as my Twitch chat currently. So I thought I hit an F6, but maybe I didn't. Alright, so next turn, if the game gets really scary, this Lotus Bloom comes off to spend, and we don't have a Kolaghan's command. We don't have a mana leak. We don't have a counter squall. We don't have a cryptic command. We need some help. Ooh, what's going on here? Okay, one Secure the Waste. I love that. Whoa, what is a Myth Realized? Oh, is this the gets counters and then becomes a creature? Yeah, okay, this card's cool. Play Dark Slick Shores on tap. Oh, okay, I guess, yeah, that makes sense. This is your last turn to play it on tapped. I'm just gonna hope that I'm not dead next turn. That would kind of suck. I really don't like being dead. I'm gonna get the Blood Crypt here. Alright, search for Escana. We got 2 looks. Find us a Cryptic. Lightning Bolt in my graveyard. Absolutely. Transform? Absolutely. Found Serum Visions. Well, we can go Island and play that and still leave up Ascanta. Alright, well, both the cards we want are on top of our library. So yeah, if my opponent has it, we're just dead. And as I said before, being dead really sucks. Don't advise. I'm gonna top. I'm gonna leave the Cryptic as the top card. Mostly because I wouldn't even want to fire off the Kolaghan's command immediately. You will note that if I tap my mana, I could die. Jeremy, I will get to this in a second, I'm sorry. Or Johnny, I'm sorry. For some reason I called you Jeremy, I feel like a jerk. Oh, you're trying to find a Legacy squad to anchor, Danny? Yeah, I feel you there. That was like the hot commodity. It's like, everybody's got their, you know, here's random friend that plays Modern, here's random friend that plays Standard. Finding the random friend that plays Legacy, way tougher. Delta, I have been. It's a matter of, like, I feel draft is, like, pretty saturated in that I feel like a bunch of people just put up draft videos, and I'm not really known for my limited game. So, like, what I'm known for is, like, I would hope I'm known for this, is just playing Grixis in Modern, and I don't know if people actually know that my win rate in limited is, like, kind of obscene, or in Standard is, like, kind of obscene at GPs. I just get my ass kicked at every Standard Grand Prix, because I'm kind of a doofus, but... Ah, darn it. Shucks. Alright, do we have any outs here? Exhausting and Spirit Guy with Dark Slick Shores out. Okay, so... Do I have any outs here? I try to, like, Snapcaster Thought Scour them and hope to mill over their win con? Is that my only way to win? Feels like my only way to win. Marduk, if it is lagging, I'm really sorry. That would be the god-awful internet that I have here. I can't wait to change that. AT&T has been giving me some heartaches. I had to, like, have an hour-long call with them earlier. Alright, well, if we just pass, we're certainly dead. As we're going to draw some of our copies of Pact. So I think my best bet here is we're going to try to get them real good. If this works, you can call me the luckiest. If it doesn't work, well, that's okay. Alright, that resolves. Milia. Come on, big money! Hoo-yah! Rats. Alright. So we're dead here. Let's see what they... Let them reveal their whole deck here. Ooh, they're playing the Spoils of the Vault version. Good to know. I already bring in Dispel, but it's another card to be aware of. Appreciate it, Johnny. Thanks. Triple. No, I played white-blue cycling. I think the deck's great. I played bad in a couple rounds. It cost me a couple games, and I felt like a doofus. But you know, that's Magic. At the end of the day, you're gonna make mistakes, and sometimes you're gonna feel really silly. Like, played against Red-Green Plummeler off camera, playing for top 8. I kept a hand that was like a turn 5 Fumigate hand, and ended up dying on their turn 5. I think if I had... Oh, I'm sorry, opponent. I'm super dead. You can stop. I'm not going to make you do it. My bad. If I had not cycled my Renewed Faith on turn 2, they went turn 2 Cub. Yeah, they went turn 2 Cub, so I just immediately cycled Renewed Faith on turn 3 when they played out Servant. I think it was Servant. Maybe they didn't play a creature. They might not have played a creature. But I know I cycled Renewed Faith. Had I just held it to cast it, I could have lived at 1 life by going cast Renewed Faith, on turn 4 cast Curator of Mysteries, block your Longtusk Cub. I died to Xaxes through pump both of their Voltaic Brawlers and a Invigorated Rampage. I played my match 1, you guys would have seen it as round 4, like horrendously on camera. Probably among the worst matches of Magic I've played in like many months. I felt really, really depressed about like how I let a bunch of people down in that round. But yeah, it felt like every match I lost to that deck was like me just kind of being a goofball and not like stopping and thinking about, okay, what's going to actually happen if this goes all in. So I am aware that they have like this nonsensical plan with like Dragonlord, Dramoka, or Grave Titan sometimes. And what I'm here to tell you is I just don't care. So I'm going to bring in my 10 anti-combo control cards, and I'm going to board out 10 removal spells. Dragonlord, Dramoka, it's play. My opponent's got me. That's fine. I can theoretically double bolt it. We'll kill it that way. Yeah, it was something that Paul Reitzel posted up on our team forum probably on Tuesday, right before the announcement went that he was going to be doing coverage. And I was thinking of playing Ramanap Red, and my girlfriend was also considering it, and she was complaining about how bad Ramanap Red is, and I'll be completely honest, I don't think the deck's like insane. I think it's a very good deck, but it's not like not insane. I think it's like too dictated on drawing its power cards along the curve, rather than just like you have 30 good cards and you're sort of playing like 8 support cards and then 22 lands or whatever. Oh, Dramoka's a 5/7? I thought she was a 4/6. Jeez, she's so big. I should play more Vintage. They put that thing in Vintage decks, and I'm just like, wow, that card's great. Alright, my opponent's not going to play a 2-mana spell in almost any scenario on turn 1, so I'm going to Steam Vents it up here, Serum Visions, try to Turster on turn 2. You know, all things being equal. Snapcaster I don't need with this hand. Mana Leak. Mana Leak is very good. I'm gonna bottom it actually here. I just want to find lands. I think if this hand draws 2 lands, and then draws a spell or 2, I think it's gonna be very difficult to lose. Whereas I think if I just sit there flooded on like 10 trillion copies of Counterspell, I could lose the game just by getting like Mana Starved by my opponent, where they just never have to go for it. I'm just sitting here doing nothing. Ooh, no Lotus Blooms on Suspend. That's pretty good for me. No Lotus Blooms on Suspend. It bottomed the card? So my natural inclination tells me to, like, actually play a tap land here and hold up the snare, and then on the turn after, if I don't have to use the snare, I get to play Search with snare up. Because my opponent's not going to turn 3 me. I guess my life total doesn't really matter, so in theory I could just play the Swamp out. Alright, this way if I want to burn my Counterspell for heavens knows what reason I can. Holy cannolis. Card is 1 more point of power, 1 more point of toughness than I know. Oh, Ninja, you're from Oklahoma City? It's a sweet place. I really like it. Sorry, you're just a giant troll. I love you, dude. How you been, buddy? So see, I think it's that with Search for Escanto, you have the ability now to just literally bore your opponent to death. Like, I think that I can just grind people into oblivion every single round. And a product of that is that I can cut win conditions. I think that the pure combo decks, I'm a dog against game 1, but I think in like 3-game sets, I'm about even to a favorite against, so I'm sort of happy taking that side of the matchup. Alright. Warning, I don't have a blue spell that's instant, opponent. I can't possibly have anything. Alright, running a Search for Escanto here. Probably just going to mill pretty much anything for the next couple of turns. I don't think I need to Fulminator my opponent there that turn. And especially when they don't play a 2-mana spell, because they played tap land. I would like to snare up this turn, but we'll adapt our game plan depending on what happens this turn. Alright, sleight of hand for our opponent, totally fine. After this round I will get water though, because I'm really sorry about my cough. It's probably dreadful to listen to. Alright, Lotus Bloom on Suspend, that's almost assuredly biting our Countersquall. K9. Oh, sweet, I got there. Alright, Tulsa, sweet. Yeah, I've been to Tulsa, I think, for a WoW Dark Moon Fair back in the day. I've, I think, been to like 42 states now, or 44 states in the United States, and countless cities. So I know some very out there places in the States. Alright, Search for Escanto, revealing their search, get out of here. Draw Cryptic, great draw, great draw. I would like to start blowing up my opponent's lands, given the all things being equal sign here. So pay some life for this. I guess if I tap my mana somewhat correctly, the game will allow me to cast my spells. Again, I'm taking a bit of an aggressive line here, but I'm going to like try to stress my opponent's Gemstone line. I'm going to blow up the Temple of Enlightenment as opposed to the Temple of Deceit, because the spells that I'm like most afraid of are white spells, and I'd rather them have to use Gemstone counters to get there. Assuming these are mining counters instead of Gemstone counters. Mining counter, okay. Prof, I won't be posting it up per se, but you're more than welcome to take a screenshot of it. I'll usually be talking a lot during sideboarding so that I can catch up with the chat and try to be interacting with people. So feel free to get it then. I'll also post the video up on the YouTube, so... Oh, they got me good. Look at them. They're so smart. So the list will certainly be up somewhere, but I'm not just going to like straight post up the list, but it's free information. Would I just put Thought Scour in my graveyard? So that flips my Escanto, and I do want to flip my Escanto. This Lotus Bloom's a turn off. So let's hit no to this. Keep the Thought Scour. Again, I don't think I need to leave a Cryptic this turn, so let's main phase this on ourselves. I thought I tapped my Steam Vents for blue. Did I not? Alright, I don't know what's happening there. Did manage to find a land, that's good. Theoretically speaking, I should crack this land right now. Let's go to my opponent's upkeep and I'll crack it. Reason I want to crack it now is I want to prevent my opponent from just going off in my face. With Like, if there's ever a spot where they lead on a spell that I would want to counter, they can then combo off in response if they don't have 4 mana. We're just going to miss a land drop this turn. If they had 7 cards in their hand, I'd Cryptic Bounce a land here, but it's not the world we live in, unfortunately. I'm a big proponent of just blowing up your opponent's lands at every stage of the game. Put Cryptic Command in your graveyard. Are you drunk? Best Magic card they print for me. Alright, so this is called Living the Dream. You now have Search for Escante and Cryptic in your hand. Again, I'm going to shout out Top Level Podcasts, as they seem to have also figured it out. Patrick Shapin and Mike Flores are both very smart individuals and are well aware this is going on. Alright, yeah. You can put your Lotus Bloom on the stack, but we'll fight over this a little bit. Again, I'm going to use the Counter Squall here. Is that something that I can then fight with Snapcaster? And I'd want to Escanta. This could be a mistake, because there's definitely a bias there that you would like to... Ooh, okay, so I'm going to let this Pact of Negation resolve, because I want them on that. Wow, am I actually going to get got by this? This is crazy. Alright, so that's fine. And now I want to Snapcaster the Counter Squall and Counter Squall it. So what they're saying here is they have Pact, Grace, Ad Nauseam. So they have a kill. So I might actually get got here by not Crypticing a land on instep. Kind of crazy. Yeah, I think it's too bad to not cast my Snapcaster here. Yeah, I think it's too bad to not cast Snapcaster here, because I want the clock. Wow, they did have it. Alright, sweet. Well played by my opponent. I feel like a dummy. Had the spot to win the game and didn't take it. Alright, Phyrexian on life. Am I not going to die this turn? Holy moly. I lived? Is this real life? I mean... Sure, I mean, I'll Cryptic Command bounce your Phyrexian life and make you have an Angel's Grace? Alright, now we have to think. Okay. So if they play Phyrexian life, that means they don't have Angel's Grace Ad Nauseam. It doesn't necessarily mean they don't have an Angel's Grace. So if I bounce their Phyrexian life, they could just very well to go cast Angel's Grace. No, I think this is all just like way too bad. So let's return target permanent, target the Phyrexian life, and draw a card. There's like theoretically a reason to wait, but the backup is like I get to draw a cantrip into a surgical. Like you can theoretically wait there to try to get them to like have to pact again on their next turn. Alright, so they do have an Angel's Grace. So they're going to live for these pact triggers, unfortunately, still. And I'm still just dead now to, what's it called? Ad Nauseam this turn because of the Lotus Bloom. Alright, so it looks like I lived through this turn, so that's obviously fantastic. Part of me does want to draw an 8th land here, so I'm considering not cracking this turn, so I'm not going to. Hit a Thought Scour. So I should definitely bounce the Lotus Bloom now as to... Oh, I guess the other idea is I can just sit here. That's a much better play. Let's not do anything really silly. Because then they have to find another pact. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I was about to do something, like, really dumb. Let's not do something really dumb. I guess there's an argument to Thought Scour them. I would rather wait for them to cast the Serum as before Thought Scouring them. Like, you kind of want to Thought Scour them to try to find a K command to blow up this Lotus Bloom. Because the Lotus Bloom is kind of like threatening this weird position where I can't theoretically just like cast whatever I want whenever I want. Yeah, take your point of damage. Taste it. Alright, Phyrexian Life. So now I can counter bounce the Bloom. That seems a lot safer to me. So yeah, counter target spell. Bounce the Lotus Bloom. Again, I have so many cards at this point that cards aren't the battle. I guess I theoretically should have my Skanta, but whatever. You would die to Pact? Do I not know how cards work? You lose the game. You don't lose... Alright, well, I'm just a novice. You're all here for watching me play Grixis, not play it well. I can read the cards, I promise. Alright, so they've resuspended the Lotus Bloom over 2 other lands, drew our 8th land. I've learned I'm very silly, don't understand how magic works. Draw another land, that's decent. Alright, when the Lotus Bloom comes off suspend the next time, we'll probably just let it happen, because I assume at that point my opponent's going to be pretty reasonably mana developed. Appreciate it, Triple. Alright, so white in the pool? What the heck is this? I assume there's gotta be another mana going off, right? Was this Gibson given? Leyline of Sanctity Hardcast. I mean... Alright, I'll Thought Scour you again. Oh, there's a Surgical. Did I mill over anything that loses them the game yet? Not yet. God, I really don't want to Cryptic that. Just feels so bad. Alright, I'm gonna crack my Delta, get the Blood Crypt. I'm gonna Skanta right now. If I had a Mana Leak, I guess I'll counter this, but... Kolaghan's commands. Can't make you discard, but that's not really what I'm looking to do yet. Do I have a Snapcaster in here yet? I do. Hallelujah. Alright, yeah, you can have your silly card. Ooh, nice. I drew one of my 2 dead cards. Good draw, good draw. Alright, so the Gemstone Mine has one more use in it. The Slay Line prevents us from, like, discarding them. Not the biggest issue, honestly. G-Ken, I think you could do that. I don't feel an... Oh, I guess I should have gone Surgical main phase on the Graces, then get back Snapcaster, and then Surgical down lives. It would be pretty difficult to lose from that point. I'd have to lose to a hard cast. Lightning Storm. Yeah, that's actually way better. We'll do that here on Unstop. Okay, so they have 3 in their pool. With that City of Brastrug on the stack, I'm going to exile these Phyrexian Unlives. So they're trying to cast a Lab Maniac, and they have Angel's Grace Ad Nauseam in hand with a Lotus Bloom coming off Suspend. Alright, easy enough. We'll take a screenshot of their deck for safekeeping. but I assume they're about to play out that Lab Maniac. Sure, your City of Brass trigger resolves. Sure, that can resolve also. Let's return a creature, deal 2 to this thing. So hands Leyline, Grace, Ad Nauseam. So I haven't done the math and figured out how they beat this, but I'll trust the very smart person in chat that figured it out many eons before me, that Surgical in their Angel's Grace is a good play. I'll catch your name in a second, I promise. Yeah, Max, I've had like this cold lingering for like 2.5 weeks. I thought it was allergies at first, but now I'm like really convinced it's like a cold or a cough or something. It's not usually this bad, but I also haven't been talking this much because I work from home now. Definitely has its perks, definitely has its disadvantages. Alright, opponent's conceding to that. So let's look at their deck list. But yeah, the cough that comes up is like truly dreadful, and it makes streaming a little awkward. I bet you guys at home watching are probably not having the most enjoyable experience. Oh yeah, Prof HR, HCR, yeah, totally. Yeah, Kino, like, it stops me discarding their cards from Surgical, or so from Kolagon's command, but yeah, like, Surgical still just kills them in that spot. Horde, exactly. That was what my backup plan was before that City Brass trigger on the stack, and they were then casting Lab Maniac instead of another Unlife. Yeah, that is one of the reasons why you should... you want to go... Don't put the mana in your pool and put the City of Brass trigger on the stack. Announce paying costs of your spells, tapping the City of Brass, announce the City of Brass trigger, but make sure that you're putting the spell on the stack, and then put the City of Brass trigger on top of it. I'm assuming that's how that works. So I cast my spell, my City of Brass trigger, I have to announce the trigger, then I have to move it to the stack. So yeah, you would have your creature trigger here, and your creature cast ability here, and the the City of Brass triggered ability from the land here. So that was just a matter of, I don't know why my opponent had learned the rule of like tap your lands, then cast your spells. To be honest, that's how I do it also. If you see me most often, like I'll just click on my lands and click my spells. But it sort of got them there, which is awkward. Correct, exactly what Danny said. So yeah, you don't have to do the mana confluence thing, but just make sure you are casting your spell and clearly announce that when you're playing live Magic. As otherwise you'll run into these weird situations of, where is your City of Brass trigger on the stack? Is your City of Brass trigger resolving, and then you're going to be casting the spell and you're showing me the spell, or is your spell on the stack and the City of Brass is above it? Because that is a clear thing you need to delineate in live Magic. And I, for one, am a big proponent of communicating clearly with your opponents. Comes up for me most tournaments where my opponents and I have to have some talks about where the heck are we in a turn phase. I don't think anything changes here. I think I'm just going to submit the same cards. Like, my opponent didn't show me anything that's different. A bunch of ley lines that are a bunch of nonsense, in my opinion. They had 4 of them? That's a lot. I hope they leave those in. Yeah, alright, it's good with me. I should have run and got water in that 3 minutes. That was a misplay. So, it's not... I think City of Brass is better Beast. I think the reason being that it's better is you could put the trigger on the stack for City of Brass when you're at 1 life and kill them while you're still at 1 life if you have an instant. So you can get the mana out of City of Brass before taking the damage. Alright, what'd they do with the card? They put it on bottom. I unfortunately want this Flooded Strand to fetch a Blood Crypt, but I can't do that. Red spells are pretty dead after board, so I'm going to fetch a Water Grave here and Serum Visions. Another Surgical. I don't need two of them. I will definitely take this Delta very happily, though. Gives me a form of interaction here. If my opponent plays a turn 2 Pentad Prism, it could be in a dicey spot, though. My hand's not great. Just gonna hope my opponent goes like... Yeah, it's exactly. Temple of Deceit into like Sleight of Hand or something. I actually don't know what's correct in that order. It's probably Sleight of Hand first. Okay, Serum Vision, Sleight of Hand. So they're topping the first card. They're gonna draw it. And I'm honestly hoping the Serum Vision goes like top. That actually would probably end up best for me. Bottom top. Alright, so I'm gonna Thought Scour them here. So... do I want a blind card when I know the bottom card of my library? Would I rather... yeah, I'd rather do this first. Build an Angel's Grace and a Lotus Bloom. So assuming that Moto puts them in the proper order, that Lotus Bloom is the card they left on top, but I do want to Surgical all these Angel's Graces. So let's go fetch our Steam Vents. Slowly commit suicide here. Alright, what do we got? What do we got? Snapcaster, keep you, Steam Vents, put you first. Let's go to my opponent's draw step and I'll Surgical these Angel's Graces. Get out of here. So they only showed us 2 on Life Sync Game 2. It's very possible they bring back in the third one or what have you, but I'm expecting the Surgical to do really good work. And I'm especially fine leaving them with this Lotus Bloom. Like, if they drew another Lotus Bloom, like, that's fine, because I have a Kolaghan's Command here. By the time that gets to the point where it's relevant, I think that I'll be okay. Whoa, alright, slow down here, let's catch up. Vintage is worse because Tangle Wire, that makes sense. Alright, Pact of Negation targeting or Surgical Extraction. Okay. So they have to Angel's Grace that Surgical, or sorry, that Pact next turn. As I learned last game, you guys can read cards and I can't. Phyrexian Life does not stop that, so. On the next turn, I will, however, on my main phase, Snapcaster my Surgical their Grace. That way they should be dead. You know, knock on wood, whatever it is you do. I guess they can exile 2 Simian Spirit Guides and save themselves. Whoever just followed, I can't see it, you're gas. Thanks for hanging out. I'm sorry it's been like 5.5 months since I streamed, but thanks for kicking it. Am I going to be in town on December 17th? Danny, I don't think so, but I will make sure I let you know if I do happen to be there. Alright, so they bottomed the card at the temple and now they're casting Serum Visions. Muscle Man, the reason for that is that if my Surgical resolves, I don't think I need information on how I want my hand to develop. I'm more so looking for information on how I need the like overarching game to develop. If that makes any sense what I just said. I'm actually not sure if what I just said made any sense. Basically, I don't think that my game plan was going to change based off the draws off of my Serum Visions. But I think what you're saying is theoretically true, but I did want the outs of them drawing an Angel's Grace for their turn. Alright, are you dead, opponent? Wait. You're just gonna die to your Pact. What? Alright, well. Dece. Pew pew, pew pew! I guess they just had to dig for it, but why would they pact that? Am I crazy? Packing that seems aggressive. I didn't actually look at their deck. Maybe they boarded out, like, a bunch of the Unlifes? Alright, we got a Game of Thief in chat. What's up, buddy? Let's see, add friend button. Where did I make you a mod? No, I'm not reporting you. That'd be very silly. Oh, my little laptop doesn't think that I'm logged in on this account. Alright, well that's awkward. Let's log in as myself on this. Alright, got him with their pack trigger. That's decent. What's up, Ninja? How goes? Delta, I honestly think that they were like, I can't lose if I lose this Angel's Grace, but then again, they were in the position where they needed to draw another one, so I thought that was a little skeptical to me. I do like your Kappa guy with that hat that you had Yelger beat the crap out of me at the last pressure with. I'm joining the queue, but I'm gonna get water, so one sec. Yeah, Danny, I know, but for some reason I'm not logged in on this little laptop. I don't understand why. Grabbing water, BRB. Alright, there we go. Alright, Gabe. You gotta treat people with some respect here, though. I've seen you get frustrated at your opponents. To be fair, the times where I see you get frustrated, you get horribly screwed, so... God, I won 3 die rolls in a row? Should put Ancestral back in my deck. 21 lands, 2 draws. How good is the hand if I hit? So I have 19 lands and I have 2 looks, 52, so 19 or 52. I'm stoned out if I brick. I'm like 20 to 50, 40, and 40. Peanut on that. 72? Alright, screw it, I'm keeping. I've never played Wolf with Shapen, but that's gotta just be a tilt on its own, because Shapen is so smart. Like, when it comes to those social games, he's unreasonably good. Ooh, I do like the idea of that Wush. Or VW Rush. Yeah, Wizard, I needed an answer specifically for walkers, and I wasn't sure if Dreadbore or Downfall was better. Downfall helps mask with like the instant speed stuff better. That being said, Dreadbore is the obviously much more efficient card in terms of mana, but I'm trying to leave up my mana on a lot of spots, so I'm not sure which one's better just yet, but I have both with me. Gabe, you're great. Alright, my opponent's going to 5. This makes me really not want to crack my Delta. Just be like a giant pansy. Just be like, nope, I'm just gonna sit here, hold on to all my spells. But I have 3 spells that I can cast, like that's part of the... Ninja, I think it's just actually fantastic. I think it's one of the ways that you get to play control now in this format. Alright, my opponent's on 4 cards. I think they're Dredge and I'm just gonna lose anyways, and I'm gonna be really sad. I'm just gonna really hope they're not Dredge, because Dredge beats the snot out of me game 1. And my hand against Dredge and my deck list against Dredge are just terrible. Alright, please just play like a basic forest. Don't Stomping Ground me. Oh, Eldrazi Temple? Alright, come on, deck. We really deserve it. Or something. I don't know if I really deserve it, but I feel like I deserve it. I'm pretty sure that's exactly like deserving it. Windows feature update. How about never? Remind me in 3 days. Alright, that's a new one. Never seen that before, but there you go. Oh, right. Milled over 2 lands and drew a counterspell. It's dead in this matchup. Alright, here we go. Whew. Had it. I don't have a Blood Crypt to search out anymore, so that kind of sucks, but I'm pretty sure that Polluted Delta was in our hand, and if anybody tries to say otherwise, you're wrong. I had it the whole time. If I had the ability to fetch the Blood Crypt there, I would have, but I milled it over. Mostly because this says Ganta flips in 2 more cards, and I would like a second block to be able to cast my Hero's Downfall in a matchup against, you know, 5/5s and 4/4s. Don't do it. It took a quick minute. Chalice the Void, X equals 1. Alright, let's move my dead card over here until I draw that. Alright, don't need to flip the Escanta this turn. I'd like to put Snapcaster Rage in my graveyard, yeah. Sorry, friend. Would I like to draw land? Yes, I would. Thank you very much. I'd like to play my Scalding Tarn, too. Alright, well, you could say that I was very lucky, and you'd be correct, as per usual. Better lucky than good. Alright, you have Thought-Knot Seer for me, opponent? I can't Fatal Push it. Walking Ballista, X equals 1. I do want to kill that. Go to 10 and kill it. Be it 2 cards. Yeah, I'm just going to keep the board clear. I'm going to spend the Hero's Downfall here. I think that's correct over the Dismember. Well, I guess the Dismember is better to put in my graveyard because I could theoretically then Snapcaster and have a threat. Alright. Yeah, because there's no point against my opponent's 4-card hand that I'm going to need to double spell here on turn 5. Wow, Delta, that is like the most evil thing you could say in this chat. Like, quite literally. Yeah, the W Rush this card is actually just absurd. Yeah, I remember people trying to tell me to start playing with As Foretold. I tried like maybe 1 league with it and just was disgusted. Do I want a Lightning Bolt? No, there's a Chalice of the Void in play. Come on, Moto, don't even ask me these silly questions. Yeah, and then you play Search for Escanta and you're just like, good lord, what were they thinking? This card is great. Now, if it could just fetch up lands, I'd probably just pull like 27 land control decks in Modern. Do I have anything I can do with the Snapcaster? Am I just searching? Alright, let's search up a... I guess a Kolaghan's Command's probably one of my best cards. Cryptic's obviously the best. 3 spells that don't do anything. Among the spells that don't do anything, I would most like a Thought Scour given the situation. I think I clicked my Thought Scour. Alright, yeah. Put those in any order because I don't really care yet. Mapping the order of your library does matter in this deck a little bit with Escanta, but not enough that you're going to see me care about it right now. I'm going to play this land tap to preserve some life. I expect to be using Search again this turn. My opponent plays an Expedition map. I guess that's a card I think about counter-squalling. I probably would counter-squall. I'll just not get hit by Cavernous Souls. Alright. Passing with 4 cards in hand, access to 3.5 mana. It's gotta just be a lot of nonsense, right? Like a Dismember of their own, a Karn, like a Reality Smasher. Damnation. Would I rather have a card hitting on my deck or not? I think given that they haven't played a Thought-Knot Seer, I'd rather actually have it in my hand. It's usually a card, however, that I would rather hide in my deck than have in my hand. But having one in the main deck is certainly nice for matchups like this. So next turn I get to discard this Damnation to hand side and draw a land, so I will get to put it there. Ooh, drew a Kolaghan's Command. So now I'd rather discard this push or discard the Damnation to hide it. I think I'd rather discard the push, because I have the Mana Leak that, like, holds them off of any such play. I already have a Snapcaster on my yard, so this Kolaghan's Command's getting something back. Yeah, I can safely discard this push. Yeah, discarding to hand size feels so good. Oh, did somebody already get the deck list? Somebody's great. Oh, they can't map. Yeah, good call, people in Twitch chat that are paying attention when I'm not. The Smasher of Realities. Let's first go return. Should I make them discard? Okay, his first question is, do I even care about the stupid Chalice of the Void? I have 1/1 mana spell in my hand. 4 on the bottom of my library. I could just discard Recover. Yeah, that's way better. Alright, so return, you discard. Do this first, is that way they don't have the information. Then we Mana Leak this, and we have Snapcaster Mana Leak for the next turn. See if they discard a map and you guys are all the smartest ever. Yeah, Rush, that's actually like the biggest facet to it for me. Like, I actually don't even care that it has the silly absurd ability where I just get to like impulse every turn. I'm actually just like more obsessed with it where it's like, yes, blue gets mana acceleration, this is insane. Wow, they discarded an Ulamog? It's like, what are your best ways to beat me? I have no win conditions. I forgot to put those in my deck. Alright, Reality Smasher down, I got 2 cards left. Hopefully they're up basic, or Creeping Tar Pit. Yeah, Creeping Tar Pit, welcome to the team. Alright, so almost assuredly playing a Snapcaster this turn. Snapcaster version 1 would be on Shatter Discard, Snapcaster version 2 would be Mana Leak, whatever spell they cast. Uh-oh, Cavernous Souls. I think we'll probably just Snapcaster Dismember this, discarding Thought Scour. And if I really want to, I could go Snapcaster main phase, Kolaghan's Command, Shatter Discard your last card. Yeah, that seems fine to me. I guess in that world I'd rather discard my Counter Squall. Is there... Yeah, okay, so... Cast you... I guess technically I should have let this resolve, but I can't surgical me anyway, so whatever. Reality Smasher, smash his base. Alright, that resolves, that thing resolves. Kill your creature. Discard my Counter Squall. Dismember my Snapcaster? Deal. So now I'm going to Snapcaster them and they're... Ooh, Tribute to Hunger. Welcome to the party. So here I'm going to cast Snapcaster in their upkeep, target Kolaghan's Command, and then in their draw step we'll make them discard, we'll get back our Snapcaster. For those of you that have been here on the stream before, this is usually what I call living the dream. This is when your opponent has no hope, and they have to keep playing the game because, mathematically speaking, they're not dead. But you get to torture them as much as you please, and holy crap does it feel good. I live for this crap. We'll draw a land. Alright, draw another dead card. Ooh, what do we draw? What do we draw? Something good? Endbringer. Ooh, also known as target acquired. So I don't have a 7th land, so I can't also Escanta this turn. But yeah, that thing's fine. I think I want to Tribute to Hunger this. Oops, let's turn the light back on there. Yeah, killer guy, go to 16. All non meet 'em ups. Alright, can I have a land? That'd be like way more fun. Lands are fun for everyone. Ooh, a dead card. Nice. I have a lot of them in my deck, so it's like hard to really complain. Also, my opponent mulliganed to 4, so whatever. To be fair, I think the fact that I drew running lands probably made it so I was beating those 6s and 7s, but... What is this? Walking Ballista for 2? Oh, Chalice for 2. Alright, well, Chalice for 2 I'm not a big fan of. I think I'm going to Snapcaster Mana Leak. Or I guess just Snapcaster Counter Squall this. Let's do that. Yeah. Counter Squall, deal you 2 damage. What's your life at now? 10, so I can put you to 3? That seems really safe. Three seems like a good number. I'll be honest, I have no idea what my opponent could draw here, but I'm not really thinking about it. I mean, technically, I'm not a huge enthusiast of Boggles. I think the deck's actually good, but it's not something I want to play against. Alright, the other Damnation here is good, the Disdainful Stroke's good, the Rejection's good, the Fulminators are good given the sideboard cards I'm bringing in. Cards that are clearly bad. These Spell Snares are just dreadfully god-awful. I mean, they stop Chalice for 1, but that's not really the game of Magic that we're playing. And these Lightning Bolts are pretty bad. We do need a way to kill our opponent, but I think between, like, making our opponent miserable and blowing our nose, they'll die. If you catch my drift there, it means that eventually I'll have accrued so much card advantage that it doesn't matter what they draw. It's basically what I'm trying to say in maybe more friendly terms. So yeah, Spell Snare, not enough targets to realistically loot into your deck, I think. The bolts, they kill like Mana Reshapers and like smaller Walking Ballistas, but I think that you can just afford to burn like Kolaghan's Commands and Tribute to Hungers and Dismembers and Downfalls and Pushes and just random sort of like medium spells on them. Second Damnation's obviously insane. Cryptic's insane in the matchups. You usually only have 1 or 2 Caverns, and assuming you get both of them, then you also turn back on cards like Leak. I think also Leak is like exceptionally good. On the play, it's going to be a lot less good here on the draw. However, if they're going to have a hand that is like a map hand that gets a temple to try to play a turn 3, that's when Leak shines. So we're going to hope that Leak does its due diligence here. Marduk, what made me play Tribute is that I boarded down, or not boarded down, I guess I built my deck in such a way that I don't have many win conditions, so the games end up taking longer to win, and as a result, you're taking more damage over the course of the game. Alright, so they do have a map hand, so hopefully this Leak really shines here. Obviously it'll not shine if my opponent just happens to have either Tron or already has excuse me, can't think of the name now, a Eldrazi Temple in their hand, but you know, that's one of the things you accept. Relic of Progenitus instead of crackling my map. Is my hand weak enough to Relic? I believe that it is. I believe my hand here is weak enough to Relic, then I'm going to counter this. Also, given that my opponent played this Ghost Quarter here, I just always want to fetch non-basics. Do they not have another 1 mana? Alright, so they already have a land to do something powerful next turn, is what this tells me. Alright, drew the Damnation. I do really want to draw a land. I don't know if I could like describe in words how badly I want to draw a land, but it's high up there. Okay, it's the same reason as the no Tassigurs. Not cracking my fetchers in one of our lands. And then I don't want to exile cards from my graveyard. Uh-oh, that's bad. Not great. I think Flip is Dismember to fight off a Reality Smasher. I assume now with the Temple out, this map should go get a copy of Cavern of Souls. Thankfully, burned off this counterspell as quickly as humanly possible, so... Not the end of the world here, but... Still not fantastic. Smashy, smashy. Kill you. I can fetch. No, I'll take the extra point. I think this ends up slightly better long term. Get out of here, Bolt. Land ball. It's really bad if we don't hit, but I think we need to hit a land this turn. Eek. Yeah. Alright, I think I just have to do this. I think missing a land drop this turn is, like, pretty brutal. It'd be one thing if there wasn't this cavern on the battlefield. Alright, well, drawing a 4-mana spell and seeing 2 more spells on top's not really what I was looking for. Probably dead here. Yeah, that was part of why I wanted to hold up the fetch land, but I think it was going to be too bad in, like, too many scenarios. I would not play a Ghost Quarter in this style of Grixis. I think you're just, like, too often trying to trade card for card, and I don't think that you can afford the colorless land in a deck that's trying to cast double black, double blue, or sorry, double black, double red, triple blue. Yeah, of course, Charles. You're more than welcome. How you been, by the way? Yeah, Daniel, it's very probable. I have not played with Field of Ruin that much in Modern, but it does seem to me that I would not want to lose the land drop, and similarly believe that you would want Field of Ruin over Ghost Quarter. Alright, I did draw a fetch, so I get to deal with this jerk. I think I'm just going to play it and pass. Reason for doing that is I could potentially gain more information on whether or not I need to leave this mana leak open. Okay, so they have access to 5, 6 mana. So go into combat here. What spell are they going to play that I would want to mana leak? A Ballista for 3. I would Kolaghan's Command, Shatter, and buy back my... Nope, don't have a creature. I thought I milled over a creature, I did not. My only creature's in exile. Make them discard a card. Yeah, I'm fine letting that happen. Alright, get a Watery Grave, no, push your guy. I guess I will feel a little silly if I do another push. Yeah, whatever. Alright. Flip, I think that the metagame is just like so fast these days that I don't know that you can actually afford to just play play Ancestral any longer. Makes me kind of sad, but I think I've become more accepting of some things make me sad and some things are just how it is. Appreciate it, Daniel. Thanks. It's been a long time. I'm glad to be back at it. Oh yeah, Pro, that would have sucked. Alright, there we go. There's a 7th land, so they could theoretically play Karn here. I'm just gonna let the silly Matter Shaper hit me, K command on end step, go to 5. This leads me to believe they have like Ulamog Karn in hand, so we shall see how this game goes. I would say I'm definitely behind this game by a lot. Charles, I hate both of the cards in this deck in all honesty. What did they discard? They discarded All Is Dust. Why is that card in their deck? They just not have enough cards to board in? No, another Matter Reshaper. No! That sucks. The Dream? Yeah, no kidding. Brutal. The reason for Mana Link is that I'm just more consistently able to start playing on 2, and I just really don't want a spell that eats up my graveyard, given the reliance this deck has on Search for Azcanta. I'll be honest, I'm not exactly sure what my plan is here. It's like to Hero's Downfall this thing and pray to get to Mana Link something, but I'll be honest, I have no idea how effective that is. Alright. Kill this guy. Alright. I can Mana Link that, technically. It's going to be a really awkward turn if my opponent just goes cast Walking Ballista for 3, knowing that it's going to get Mana Linked. So then it's just like, yeah, we both know, just face up their hands like Karn, Eldrazi. Okay, this is fine. A Ballista for 1 that they can put counters on is smart. I do like this play on their behalf. Yep. So, do I crack my Delta? Answer feels like a pretty clear yes. Go to 4, go to 2, Damnation. Yeah, get the less shock landing on my deck. I don't feel like I'm very likely to survive the next turn, but basic. You're a little late to the party, Search. Alright, I expect to die this coming turn. Whether I be actually dead or dead, I expect that's where I'm at. Johnny, I've yet to play Search for Azcanta and Grixis Death Shadow. I mean, I guess technically I had Grixis Death Shadow last night because I had 4 Death Shadows on my sideboard, but they sucked. Alright, this is a card. A Ballista for 3. Alright, yeah, I'm dead. You got me. Well played. I'd rather play Nicol Bolas or Cruel Ultimatum. That's a good question, actually. I don't actually know which one I'd prefer to cast. I think that I would slightly prefer casting... Slight preference to cast Cruel Ultimatum, but that's because I'm just assuming that I always have a Snapcaster range in my graveyard. Because, like, really, wouldn't it just be the dream to then get to Snapcaster back your Cruel Ultimatum? Isn't that, like, all you ever want to do? Yeah, the divorce. So, Ancestrals are out. We are on Azcantas and some one-ofs, essentially. Among them being like a Damnation in the main deck, Tribute to Hunger, things of that nature. Oh yeah, this is a Snap Keep. So, untapped Water Grave. Yeah. Untapped Water Grave, mill myself, 3 cards, fetch 4, Escanta flip, yeah. Somebody named Chris wants to connect to me. Chris, if you're on the chat, you are more than welcome to connect with me. I will try to message you when the stream's over. So I'm going to finish this league, hang off my girlfriend, and maybe message some folks. So turn 1 Temple, nothing is like kind of terrifying. Thankfully I have 2 ways to deal with the potential smasher, Thought-Knots here, so not the end of the world. Alright, drawing the 2 worst cards left in the deck after sideboarding is like not great, but thankfully that thing's gonna flip pretty quickly. Yeah, the blue dark ritual is kind of silly. Ooh, just a reshaper? Alright, I can handle. Oh, I don't want to auto-yield to that. There are times where you want to respond to that. Kolaghan's Command in my graveyard. I have a Snapcast already there. Wow, it's really close. I'm going to say no. I think I'm going to get to double spell this turn. I think that I'm going to get to cast Fatal Push and Terminate. In that world, obviously, my Kolaghan's Command's getting, you know, Thought-Knots here, but I'm going to take this hit and hold up the option to crack my fetch land for a Fatal Push and have Counter Scroll up still. So if given the opportunity, I would like to Kolaghan's Command this Matter Reshaper and an artifact. Ballista X equals 1. Yup. Ballista X equals 1, say go. Huh. Alright, I think I'm just going to clear both the creatures out of the way. Oddly fetchier than Mountain, but alright, Reshaper, don't do me dirty. Destroy target artifact, deal 2 damage. Artifact, shock. This puts us to 5 cards. We get to 6 on the next turn. I get shot to 13. Reshaper flips the Thought-Knots here. Okay, I'm somewhat well prepared for that. Land? Thought Scour. Yeah, I'll put that in my graveyard because I'm definitely transforming the Search for Escanta next turn. Alright, well, that one's probably getting Thought-Knots here. Thankfully, if my opponent ever plays a Reality Smasher, I have a free discard. Charles, it's not so much that I think Bolt is good against the meta as much as I feel that this deck has a very big struggle killing people. And to put it lightly, I fear the clock more so than I fear my opponent's random threats. Thought-Knot Seer resolves. Kill target Thought-Knot Seer. No, brutal. Why? No. Alright, well, it's not the end of the world. If I do draw blue swords, those cryptics online at least. I'm hoping my opponent just has to take the cryptic still. I mean, obviously, I can't complain. I drew 2 of the best, 11 cards left in my deck in the last 2 turns, or the last 2 draws I get, but it was not the draw I wanted to show up with a Snapcaster Mage. Man. It's gonna make the game a little harder. Yeah, Professor Prof HCR8, you can definitely do that. I've done that a few times. It's just a struggle usually to get the mana to a point where you're like that far ahead that you should get your mana on a second search, but it definitely comes up. So you're totally right. Alright, I took Snappy. So I need to find an island source here, so every other land on my deck other than a Blood Crypt. Cryptic Command into my graveyard. Well, considering the situation, yes. Transform, absolutely. Draw an island, absolutely. Hero's Downfall, also acceptable. Honestly, just hoping my opponent plays a Smasher this turn. Alright, it'll kill that also. I'm going to leave open the Ascanta, because if I draw a Thought Scour, I will cast it. No, not again. Man. Come on, deck. Not like this. Oh, it's amusing. Alright, so we have 2 Snapcasters left, so we have to be a little defensive with them. This is amusing. Alright, now draw the blue source here a little late to the party, as this map can go get a Cavern of Souls. Definitely gonna hold it up at least this turn. That was super amusing to me. Do you think they'll name Eldrazi? Dang it, they did. Alright, it's another smashing of realities. Matter Reshaper. Alright, Matter Reshaper is going to be fine. I'm going to fetch an island here and Fatal Push this. So I can still search for Ascanta this turn. And I get to reevaluate based on what my opponent flips here. Alright, what'd they reveal? Another Thought Knots here, huh? Alright. Serum, Mana Leak, Ceremonious Rejection. I'm putting the last Snapcaster on the bottom, so I'll need to reshuffle that in at some point. Let's take the Serum Visions. Opponent's well aware of my entire hand. Ooh, another Serum Visions. Fatal Push with no way to trigger it at the moment. Let's put the Thought Scour on the bottom, keep the island. So that'll allow us here to make a land drop and still have Ascanta up. Disdainful Stroke, Steam Vents. Yeah, I don't need either of these. So I'll be actually intrigued to see what my opponent takes this turn. My expectation is I would just take Cryptic Command still, but I guess there is some merit to just taking the push. I was just jamming a Smasher. Yeah, that's fine. trying to remember who you are. Ooh. Hello, Tribute to Hunger. Oh, Mark Jacobson. What's up, dude? Fine, I remember who you are. And an expedition map. Deal. Alright, Delta, what do you do for us? Let's Tribute to Hunger this thing and leave up a Sconto Plus. Alright, deal. Let's tribute that thing away right this second. See, Tribute to Hunger doing good work here. This Polluted Delta is also doing good work. It's just going to allow us to shuffle that Snappy back in. It's been a sweet game. My opponent's hit draw has been like very good, and my draw has been quite reasonable also, so it's been a sweet game. Thought Naughty Seer. So that resolves. 2 mana open. I think I'm just going to crack this, push it on the stack still. Let's get a Blood Crypt here, right? Yeah. I thought I clicked Blood Crypt. There it is. No, I don't need to pay any lives. Kill your guy. Give him my card. Alright. What do you want? I had a Cryptic, got a Serum Visions. Do I have chapstick? I do. Oh, it's right here.
Thank you.
How was the game?
It was.
It was. Cracked open's fine.
Okay.
Sweet. The bunny isn't entering the room. Ghost Quarter, Grafdigger's Cage. Alright, well, Grafdigger's Cage is a little annoying until I find one of these K commands. Alright, Sculling Tarn. Just going to fetch immediately with this. As both my Fatal Pushes are already in the graveyard. Let's get... It's more awkward if they screw me off black. And they can try to like mana screw me off red. Alright, let's just get this then. Hit note of that. Serum Vision, see what we find. Kolaghan's Command and Damnation. Yeah, we'll certainly keep both of these cards. Alright, so my opponent's going to need to have a good turn this turn. Obviously now I wish I'd fetched an untapped land, but I think it ends up being fine. Ghost Quarter, target my Ascanta. Alright, I'll use it in response. I'll draw the Kolaghan's Command from the top of my library and fail to find. I will, however, search as I want to shuffle this back in. So our second search is going to turn out to be a live card here, which is sweet. Doesn't happen often. Yeah, clock is red, whatever. I get somebody on my case for that every time. Another Smasher, rude. 2, 4, 7. Is any one more land? Alright, yeah, that resolves. What do I have in here? So I can Kolaghan's Command, Shatter, Buyback, Snapcaster, terminate that. 5, 6, 8. Delta, alright. Delta's not bad. This Delta can end up being better, so we can go Kolaghan's Command, Shatter the Cage, buy back the Snapcaster, play the Snapcaster, Tribute to Hunger, target my opponent. That then costs me 3 life but gains me 2 back. It seems slightly better. Yeah, it seems slightly better. Guess in theory we should do this first. Turn target creature, destroy target artifact. Get the water grave, hit yes. Snapcaster, are you hungry yet? Alright, go back to 7. Get to F6 finally. So this is my opponent's, like, probably last big turn to get something awesome through. Hoping it's just a reshaper, though. Yeah, this is fine. I can beat this. Thought Scour. I'm actually going to target them at this point. Hello, Damnation. Play Search, ship it back. Reason for targeting them there is I'm running low on win conditions. I can't actually afford to mill over too many more. Alright, annoying. I might have to mana leak that to preserve life. 4, 7, 8. 2. I only have 9 lands. Interesting. I wonder if they just have 2 ballistas, that's why they're running this out for 3. I thought they knew about this mana leak. Maybe I'm wrong. Alright, search, what do we see? Serum Visions, no. Transform, yes. What do you find for me? Dismember, Creepy Tar Pit. Nah. I'm off those. Let's get the Fulminator out. Let's... 4. I think I just passed this turn because I don't have a hard counter for... Ooh, Relic. Yeah. 3. Yeah, countering this. My opponent goes land Karn, whatever. That's how I feel about it. Gonna main phase Escanta here, see if I can gain some information. Looking for a Kolaghan's command, find a terminate. The order. Attack you. Kill your cavern. Karn, counter it. Alright, time to find a Kolaghan's command. There we go, found it. Turn Snapcaster, you discard. I hope I clicked the correct modes the second time. Alright, I did. F6. Cast it. Alright, so I did have 2 cards as I expected. Get that K command. And I'm lagging again, not great. Alright, I think we're gonna end up timing out to this lag. But that's acceptable. I mean, I had the Escanto, I was just gonna find it anyways. Naturally drawing it allowed me to do this to my opponent, which feels way better. Surgical, rude. Surgical your fulminators. Rude. Well, at least I got the Snapcaster out of there quickly enough. That would have been awkward. Oh, they just didn't take the one out of the graveyard? That's awkward. Six. No, I have six. Leave me alone. Trying to go as fast as the little moto will let me. Why won't it let me terminate their creature? Well, where I can Escanta here, I'm trying to save time. Also fine. Alright, we might get him in time. It's gonna be close. Hey, we did it. Alright, see? All you have to do is match the F6 key to win. We've gotten there. Or Escanta for Cryptic. No, but that's totally fine. Alright. Yeah, Charles, no Tassiger. We don't want to anti-Escanta ourselves there. Yeah, the Devil Right's not great, but it actually was live there in the late game, if you noticed. If I'd had the Mana Leak the turn Suitor, I'd been able to Mana Leak the Reality Smasher on turn 20. Time to restart the Moto. Ooh, that's smart, Scooter. No idea how many hours in a row I've had this thing open. It's honestly probably just a product of the internet connection here, but... And we're going infinite. Now you can see my messy desktop because I haven't put everything back into their files properly for all my articles. You can also see all the other games that I get to play. Those are great. Oh yeah. Yeah, Charles, what Prof HCR8 said there? Where we're going, we don't need Tassiger. Very true. Tron is not online. Yeah, it's never online. Why would they ever get Tron? Oh yeah, Chris, it's actually the CD still in my laptop here. See, now I'm trying to like scroll up and see all the things in chat that we missed. Said your camera makes it look like he's gonna select you in Street Fighter. I have not played Street Fighter in many years, but I can understand what Image is saying there. That's legit. What is going on? Did I like put in my password wrong or something? Can I not play Moto today? Are we outlawed? We gave too many people a beating with control decks that they're just not going to let us play anymore, guys. That's what's going on here. There we go. Balan. I would suggest looking into things like Slash of Talons, Impeccable Timing, Ether Meltdown. Those are the first three that come to my mind. Ether Meltdown was the one that I looked at the most because it disables Cub, like, more reliably. Farm to Market's also a reasonable card. I didn't like Farm to Market when I played with it in that I felt like you had too many things to do with 3 mana, whereas with 2 mana you had much more, like, variety of things you could be doing. Deck people maniacal IQ. Yeah, Ashiok does that to a lot of people, where you're just like, yeah, plus, 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 alright, Ultimator, and then you're just like, yeah, I'll just keep plussing, whatever. Chris, if I were gonna play a standard tournament right now, I'd definitely play Blue White Cycling. The deck's a blast. Screw these energy mirrors. That just absolutely hate them. GKNO, so I think the standard format right now is still like crazy up in the air. People are still trying to figure things out, and I love that time. Like, I took over lead design of the set probably about 3 months in, and it was something that I was like very, very, very conscious of, was like, what does the standard format look like, and tried to spend basically all my time I could playing constructed games after we basically nailed the limited format down. Yeah, and it's a thing where it's like, there are some decks that people think is a clear top right now, and I know there's a bunch of decks that people just like still haven't even looked at that we thought were really good in our testing, but there are some things that people are like right on top of immediately that we were like, oh, this will probably take them a couple of weeks, and it's like, no, you guys had like some of the decks on day 2. It's like, oh gosh. Scooter, the only major change I'd make, I called out both in the video and in the article up on channelfireball.com, is I would move the 4th Drakehaven to the sideboard and move the 4th Settle the Wreckage from the sideboard to the main deck. Chris, I'm a game designer on a game called Hex, Shards of Fate. So I was the lead designer of Dead of Winter, which was our 8th set. Oh yeah, Prof, like, the energy mirrors are like somewhat snowbally, but not nearly as snowbally and as swingy as the marble mirrors were. Like, to be able to sit down through one of those and accept the things that were going to occur to you, you had to have like ice in your veins. Those were, some of those were so brutal. Like, you get turned forward to Ulamog, you're on the draw, so you're just stone dead. Then there's also the times where it's like, your opponent turn 4 Emrakul's you, like blows up 2 of your permanents, puts you to 7 or whatever, and then they top deck a Marvel, they Marvel you back, they Ulamog 2 of your things, then you Marvel them again, hit your Ulamog, kill 2 of their things, then they Marvel you back and Ulamog 2 of your things, and you're just like, how is this happening? Like, what is going on? Those games were insane. Yeah, Scooter, a lot of times that is the case. Like, turn 3 Drakehaven, because it just makes the game so difficult for your opponent's side of the board to play. Because at any moment, they don't know if you're going to make 2 Drakes and block. They don't know if you're going to make 2 Drakes and, like, double block something. And they don't know if you're just going to settle the wreckage them or farm market them, or you're literally going to say, okay, cast Hieroglyphic Illumination, untap Fumigate you. Like, the games are just a nightmare to play against the deck, and I think that's part of why I like playing it so much, is it feels very similar to playing against Grixis, or it's just like, I don't freaking know what they have, I'm just going to play my best card and hope it's good. Like, I think that's actually the best way to play against, like, that high power level control deck a lot of the time, is try to use the information that you've gathered throughout the game to figure out what cards are in their hand, but more often than not, just be like, alright, I can't beat certain things, I'm just not going to pay any attention to those, and just try to play my best spell every turn. If you can't figure out exactly what it is that's in their hand, and I mean, heck, some of the time you just can't. Alright, this doesn't have a turn 1 reaction spell, which makes this hand like a lot worse than, say, a normal hand, but this is still a keep. Playing against another Eldrazi Tron opponent. Hand's obviously terrible in this matchup. I do want to get my Thought Scours going. Which take a lot of damage to do. I'm going to play the Water Grave, because then I can play the Mountain on turn 2 to terminate. Obviously, we're just going to hope that we don't get double templed here. If we get double templed here, we're probably just going to be dead, but... Russell, I was actually boarding in the extra Settle Wreckage against Teamer, as it's just a card they can't reasonably interact with. Walking Ballista X equals 1. Gosh, nobody's afraid of just getting completely and utterly whacked anymore. They have no fear of getting Shadow Adouched on their expedition maps. I remember the day when everyone was afraid. Alright, thankfully drawing the second Snapcaster was great. Definitely need to play my Mountain so I don't have to take damage here and I can use this Terminate this turn. So I cannot afford to have a copy of Thought Nuts here come down and really ruin my day this turn. My opponent not cracking the map pretty clearly indicates to me they have another land in their hand. Whether or not that indicates that they, you know, don't have a Reality Smasher, that's not like something I'm totally clear on determining. Ooh, Cavernous Souls. That's not great for my hand texture at this second. Thought Naughty Seer. Target your creature. Oh, why is this happening again? Kill your guy. Alright, so this would be a great turn to draw a Kolaghan's Command. Could shatter the map and shock the Ballista. So if I had to choose draw a card, I'd choose draw one of the 3 remaining commands. My moto's really messed up tonight. As you can see, my Kolaghan's commands don't have art. Kolaghan's command. Terminate's not terrible. I think I'm just gonna play a Scalding Turn though. Does get rid of my last way to trigger Revolt, which might be a mistake. But I also don't think it's guaranteed that I need to use my Thought Scour just yet. And I would rather just have basically perfect mana here by getting a second Watery Grave. And just accept that I'm getting poked by the silly Ballista. One day we'll get the Stifle we deserve has been declared. You, sir, are a maniac. I love it, but you're a maniac. Nobody deserves that. Alright, second Temple. Am I getting second Thought Knot Seared? That'd be not great. Ugh, yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. So try to Thought Scour on one of the 2 mana lakes. Yeah, I'm actually gonna do that. Fetching first is I don't want to mill the Watery Grave out of my deck. Alright, that's fine. Not fantastic. We are going to need to hit some spells here. Kolaghan's Command, again, be really solid. It's not as insane now. Ooh, another land's really bad. Like, truly dreadfully bad. That land was also dreadfully bad. Alright, well... if my opponent casts Wheel of Fortune, I might be able to win. Yeah, I think I needed to draw a spell off of like one of those 3 draws. So now I'm just gonna get smashered. Yep. Alright, it's damnation time. Kiddo, I have considered that the Nimble Obstructionist before. The card does seem fun. Alright, well, another land means we're just stone dead, so... a little unfortunate there, but that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you draw 10 lands. Alright, so same deal here, bring in both these Fulminators, bring in this Damnation, bring in the Stroke, bring in the Rejection. Get over here, friends. Snares I hate. Would I rather have the Counter Squall? Or would I rather have an extra Bolts? I'd rather have the Counter Squall. So leave the Counter Squall right where it's at. Get these out of here. Take those out. Call it a day. Nice. That happens all the time. Part of the game. Alright, another medium hand, but definitely another keeper. Now my Polluted Deltas don't have art. What is going on? I'm just going to play a tap Watery Grave here on turn 1, I believe. Yeah, I think it's tap Watery Grave, potentially tap Steam Vents even also. Because I'd like this Delta to be able to get the Blood Crypt if I absolutely need it, but it's more likely it just gets another Watery Grave. Who needs a map? Alright, Sulphur Falls, welcome to the team. You are going to make it a bit easier to play this Delta out and not feel bad. Ooh, Tron Assembled. Could just get whacked here. So I think I actually still want to get Blood Crypt here so I can just play the tap Steam Vents. Leave Terminate open. Alright, well, if we get Karn tier, we get Karn tier, because I don't have the Hero's Downfall right now, but that would kind of suck. I don't have Shadow of Doubt, can't get my opponent. Maybe that's what I'll do, just put a Shadow of Doubt in all my decks. Make people start respecting it. Giving you what you paid for, those no art lands, yeah. Couldn't afford the art this week. Relic of Progenitus, yeah, it's fine. I don't have anything. Get out of here, Delta. Alright, so Matter Shaper, Mindstone. Mindstone's fine, so they have 5 mana still, so they could still play a Smasher here that I would have to terminate. Another Relic, that's also fine. Well, that's all we had? We should have a bunch of nonsense. I can beat nonsense. Cashing in some of these things. What is this? Oh, we're cashing in the Mindstone. That's fine. Hero was thinking they were trying to ramp up to like an Ulamog, and in reality it's just opponent's got nothing. They want some action. Crack a Relic, deal. Yeah, the Devoured is a nice card to have there. Ratchet Bomb. Yeah, that's fine. You can have that. Alright, I think this is going to be another Water Grave for me. Casual, turn 4, haven't cast a spell. Would you like to Relic me now, opponent? Yeah. I do enjoy this about Modern. Sometimes this happens. Both players' draws are so embarrassing. Neither player casts spells. Alright, still pretty unlikely they have a Ulamog here, given what they did on the last turn, but there's always just the possibility they go Cavern of Souls, Ulamog me, and I die, but we'll try to fade that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, it's just the Thought-Knots here. That's fine. I'm gonna let that fully resolve. I expect my Damnation to leave here rather than my Cryptic. Yeah, I don't think bringing in Ratchet Bomb to kill Search for Escanto is a great plan, but maybe they thought I was on Pyromancers. Pyromancers is a very reasonable card to have that for. Craig, I think it is. I don't think that Vision's where you want to be right now. Oh, they took my Terminate? That's kind of rude. Yeah, I'll still just dismember this thing. Yeah, it's gone. Ooh, joke's on you. Joke's on you, opponent. I drew a Thought Scare. Fortunately, I wanted to draw a Kolaghan's Command. I did not want to draw another Cryptic. Alright, we are a little Cryptic Command flooded and need to find a Fulminator Mage still. What's up, delicious waffles? This is another Thought Knots here. I thought I said the last one was so rude. Why are we doing this again? It's not cool. Yeah, Sconce is just like the actual endgame. Like, I'm getting to the point I might start just crypticking these Thought Knots here on end stuff. Just cycle this into different cards. You can have a Thought Scour. I only have 3 cards left. Yeah. Kinda into this cryptic bounce your Thought Knots here thing. It seems really silly, but... Alright, well, now if we draw a Fulminator Mage, we're in really good shape. Perfect. Asking you shall receive. Had it, or whatever the kids say these days. Good draw, well played. Yeah, you put them in your decks, you can draw them. Well, if you do is Ask an Isolated, Moto is much more likely to give it to you than you would think. Ghost Quarter. Alright, I do have an island still left in my library, right? I do. You can have a Cryptic. Oh yeah, I love it. And we're back into the draw go game. This is great. Yeah, the mana leak's not great, but everything else about this is great. You just have to know what you're looking to draw. Yeah, see, Mary gets it. Marrow, Memory, MTG, you get it. Yeah, I just always had it. Like, I thought the Fulminator Mage was always right there. Ooh, Apron, that's a good point. Very, very good catch. Alright, Thought Knot Seer. I think I want to lead on the Disdainful Stroke here. Ooh, another Damnation. Alright. Eventually, my opponent's going to have to do something. I'm hoping that time never comes. Because if they're doing something, it's probably something awful. Sure, you can have my Disdainful Stroke. Or I'm just trying to F6 and opponent's using their relic in their second main phase. Alright, 4 cards left and I have a Squall too. So I can probably try to lead on Squall in most things here. The last counter I'll want to use in most of these fights will end up being the Rejection. As A, they don't know about it, and B, it's a 1-mana counter. Mind Stone, counter that. I think it's totally fine to let that resolve, but my opponent didn't have anything to do last turn. Like, I'm just kind of loaded on counter spells at this point. Rather spend the mana while spending it's good. Not shocking myself, as I don't believe there's a scenario in which I need to cast 2 Cryptics. Matter Reshaper. We'll counter that and draw. So they have 11 mana open if they have Eldrazi spells. Relic. You can have Countersclaw. Ooh, we're fighting. We're doing real things now. What is this? Maybe the Endbringer? Do I want to burn a Damnation on my turn is like the real question. I have 5 mana left over. Yeah, I think this is fine. If I trading my Damnation 1 for an Endbringer. Obviously, I think the dream there is if they cast Endbringer and then cast Smasher. I don't have to mana leak the Smasher, I just get to Damnation both. Sounds a legit reason to like Serum Visions terminate. Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do. It'd be lame. Bolt, push, yeah, all this nonsense, get out of here. Kill your silly thing that draws you cards. Yeah, we'll kill him eventually. Maybe next week or next turn, but certainly not this one. Yeah, the Puckett. I was gold last season, so I am, in fact, qualified for the Modern Pro Tour, and you can bet a lot of money that I'll probably be playing some random nonsense like this that involves 4 cryptic commands and whatever the random blue cards they let me cast at that tournament. Alright, well, second mana leak's not what we were looking for. It's sort of what we're looking for if we ever get this Fulminator back, but... Alright, terminate, your time's passed. Whew, found a Snappy. Not that it does much just yet, but... Alright, later Fulminator. It is very possible I just play Snapcaster here, target the Cryptic, and my opponent just like panics and uses Relic. Yeah, it's plausible. I'm gonna do it. I actually just want the clock. My opponent would probably be happy drawing another card, so it's actually probably just beneficial for both of us to cast our spells. Deal. Totally fine with all of that. Alright, Serum was 7 open. Snapcaster... Actually, we'll keep both of these. Yeah, I actually want both of these cards. Found a search, we just need to get this Ratchet Bomb off the table now. Of note, my opponent doesn't do anything this turn, I will just bolt their face. The reason for that is I don't want to discard to hand size next turn, and there's a potential I need all 8 mana. Expedition map. So I actually don't know if they usually play a second copy of... if I can remember the name of the Soul card. Cavern of Souls, but I'm just also more afraid of this just going and getting Sanctum and then them casting a Walking Blister for 10,000. So we'll get that out of the way. Manus, I might have been wrong, but I thought they let me target the Cryptic. playing Snapcaster? Do I want to play Search? 6, 9, 11, 17, 18? 18 minus 3 is 15? No, I do think it's very possible. I go Snapcaster, Ceremonious, and then I have to get back my Snapcasters. Let's just pass. Very probable it ends up happening this turn. Alright, do I want to bolt them here because of the Thought Scour on top of my library? I think the answer to that is yes. So let's bolt them. So we don't have to move yet on our Thought Scour. So we're ahead here, but our opponent still has inevitability based on the number of, like, giant Eldrazi monsters they end up having. Chalice of the Void, X equals 2. Alright, that I will Ceremonious Rejection. I think I'd targeted Rejection. Alright. Moto's doing its thing again. Alright, let's reject this. Just say no. Six, 7. All is dust. Alright, that's fine. I really wanted to Cryptic the Snapcaster back to my hand, but I think this ends up okay. There's 2 Snapcasters there and none of my exile. Tribute Hunger's not a bad one. Ooh, another Snappy. I didn't roll anything great for Snappy. Let's play Search this time. So I do get to just transform into a single turn now. If my opponent wants to all his dust away, 1 Search for Escanta, they can have 1 Search for Escanta. I also now have access to Snapcaster Hero's Downfall. Not often you get to do that, but that always feels good. Get Snapcaster Bolt here to start moving. Yeah, that looks fine to me. Yeah, it definitely looks okay to me, so let's do that. Yeah, my opponent is, like, terrified of taking any damage. They don't just want to, like, sit there for a few turns, but I'm okay with that. Could definitely just Thought Scour here, but I'm planning to just basically mill over any card my Escanta reveals to transform it. Also, there's a possibility my opponent just dismembers the Snapcaster. As we said before, they're so terrified of these things. Yeah, it's totally fine. Got 1 Snapcaster and 1 Fulminator left. And I still have 3 K commands. Alright, what do we got? Search. Polluted Delta. Yeah, we don't need that. Hey, there's a Kolaghan's command. So how many lands do I have? 9, so I can just discard my opponent's entire hand. I think that's a little dicey. Let's just wait. I think that's a way I could just lose to a top-decked Ulamog. Yeah, I would like to get a land. Thank you. Don't need that Escanta. Already found my Kolaghan's command. 5 mana. If this is a Reality Smasher, I literally don't care. Okay, so what I'm going to do in response to this is I'm going to get back Snapcaster, make them discard. As now I'm safe. And the game should be over if I know how to do math. I think it's over. Snapcaster. Get back K command. Hit OK. Make sure to not give them priority back. Get the other cards out of your hand. Alright. Okay, so it wasn't another All's Dust. You want to attack 18 to 6? So we'll attack him for 2 here, put him down to 4. And I'm actually, I think, going to let them attack me if they want to attack. Yeah, so I get to counter this, draw, and then Snapcaster Hero's Downfall this. And into game 3. Alright, which of these cards do I want to show them? Show a Mana Leak, rather than be afraid. Nope. Alright, opponent, maybe you'll believe it on the basic swamp. Yeah, sneaky, it is possible, we just don't want to flip it there for that reason where we can only get 1 activation total. Surgical, get out of here. But it was at that point of the game where I think 1 activation was just going to kill them, as I had 3 Kolaghan's commands left and 19 cards, and then ended up just drawing 1 anyways. Had I bricked off and not drawn it, I would have just activated. I still would have transformed it, but I would have activated. Again, I don't think anything to switch here. They left in both All's Dusts. I wonder if it's a reason to like bring back and counter Squall. It seems wrong to me though. Yeah, not a fan of that. Yeah, I usually try to bring out both piles there so you guys can see what's in the graveyard and what's in the exile pile, as that does come up pretty frequently with relic matchups where it's just like you have to figure out what cards you have left with which to kill your opponents. Ooh, we got no blue hand. It's a very bad no blue hand too, so I'm gonna mulligan this. Alright, this other hand I'm gonna keep. Top the island. Alright, hopefully no turn 3 Trons again. It's hard enough to beat it once. To beat it twice is like really difficult. My hand's also bad. Oh, another Matter Shaper? Yuck. Yuck, 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 yuck. Alright, did find a land, that's good. I'm still just going to be running out Search here. So if my opponent goes Thought-Knot Seer this turn, they can take my Fatal Push, so I can't go crack fetch Fatal Push. Oh, Second Temple. Alright, well this is really bad. We're at 12? Terminated in my graveyard. No. Since Reality Smasher gets me up to 6 cards, am I really just discarding this Cryptic? Because I think I have to fetch the basic Mountain. Looks like what has to happen. Otherwise I go to 6. I think 6 is just too low. Let's get the Mountain. Alright, Fulminator or Cryptic. Alright, get out of here, Fulminator. Whatever. I like Cryptic Command too much. I have to draw a fetch land here, so I can fetch a Water Grave and get to kill this Matter Reshaper. Ugh, my opponent has another one? That's really bad. Oh my gosh, they have a third one? Sorry, I wish I didn't Anger the Gods. Not often do you get into spots where you want to Anger the Gods, but this is one of them. Snapcaster Mage. Yeah, we need the land. Sorry, buddy. Bolt. This exiles and then returns. No, just says transform. Okay. Right. So, yeah, it just has the cast option. Okay. 8, select Kolaghan's command one of those. Buyback Snapcaster. It's turn. Bolt something. Snapcaster Thought Scour. Seems like my only way to win. Or at least my only way to survive, let alone win. Yeah, you can't Bolt plus K command. We only have one red and one black here. What's up, Nathan? How goes? Alright, return target little friend. Blast that guy. What you get? Ghost Quarter. Alright, annoying. So nothing gonna strip me off of red or black? Yeah. Not great. My opponent also has the Thought Nuts here. They should strip me off black. Oh, is this just a card? Hanger back for 2. Yeah, I really wish I'd Anger the Gods in my deck now, seeing how this game played out. I guess I could just always bring one in, because I always have this one, like, pseudo-dead Bolt. Yeah, maybe we'll have to do that in the future. Alright, what can we do here? We Snapcaster, Bolt, push this, they get 2 Thopters. They have 2 Ghost Quarters and just didn't blow up our lands. Yeah, awkwardly pass. For Zendikar block? Yeah, no kidding. Say you need to bottle your Zendikar block cards. My opponent is graciously letting me untap before mana. Alright, yeah, hit okay. Yeah, bolt this. Endbringer, nice. Can't really beat that one either. Alright, target my Thought Scour in case my opponent decides that now is the time to Ghost Quarter me. I'll at least have a Dismember. Alright, good beats, good beats. I guess technically I should have blocked first for exactly this reason. Alright, GG's opponent, GG's. Yeah, really wanted an Anger there. If that Bolt was an Anger, might have had a chance that game. Yeah, I don't know what's going on not using the Ghost Quarters there against my 3 basic draw, but whatever. They clearly just had it, so they're just going to beat snot out of me anyways. I'm going to call it there, everybody. Thanks for hanging out and kicking in with me again. Been a long time since I've done this, and glad about 200 of you came back to hang out and watch me play Grixis cards I own in Modern. Yeah, I'm going to call it there. We pull up the list. I know some people were wanting to take a picture of it and or just see it, and obviously if you didn't catch it there, you bunch of time in between sideboarding, but this is what Twitch chat came up with after we cut some Death Shadows from our sideboard because they were terrible. Don't play Death Shadows. Not a good strategy. Overall, deck feels pretty good. I think there's still a few kinks to work out. Search for Riscante is obviously great. I think we want to lower the curve still a little bit, because I think once you get to the point where you're cryptic commanding people, you're just winning forever. Thanks, Ken. I appreciate it. But yeah, I think we'll start bringing in one anger here against Eldrazi Tron, especially on the draw, because just those Mana Shaper draws are really pressuring. It's the same sort of idea as like what Kitchen Finks does to us. Appreciate it, thank you. Yeah, Disposable Hero. No more Tasker right now. We're trying to not anti-synergy ourselves here with Search for Riscante. Not sure if that's correct, but we'll keep playing with it and figure it out. We've got some time. The tournament I really care about is the Pro Tour in Spain in February. Of course, Goffman. Thanks for hanging out. But that's going to do it for me, everybody. Thanks again. Take it easy. Have a good night.